Those who know call that part of the jungle the hellhole of creation, for good reason. And they call the Indians who live there the fiercest humans on earth, for even better reason. It's why no one wants to go there. It's why no one does go there. It's why those who do rarely come out alive. Which is also why the lone American girl who ran through the jungle really had no business being there, at least according to those who know. Tanya Vanderven jogged to a halt atop a cleared knoll and tried to still her heavy breathing. She'd run most of the way from her parents' mission station, hidden by trees a mile behind, and in this heat, a mile's run tended to stretch the lungs. She stood still, her chest rising and falling, hands on hips, her deep blue eyes sparkling like sapphires through long blonde hair. The rugged hiking boots she wore rose to clearly defined calves. Today, she had donned denim shorts and a red tank top that brightened her tan skin. Still drawing hard but through her nose now, she lifted her eyes to the screeching calls of red and blue parrots, flapping from the trees to her left. Long trunks rose from the forest floor to the canopy, like dark green columns supporting tangled wads of foliage. Vines dripped from the canopy, the jungle's version of silly string. Tanya watched a howler monkey swing suspended by a single arm. Whether provoking or protesting the parrot's sudden departure, she could not tell. She smiled as the brown mammal reached a flimsy arm out and nabbed a purple passion fruit from a vine before arching back into the branches above. A gunshot suddenly echoed through the valley, and she jerked toward the plantation. Shannon. An image of him filled Tanya's mind, and she ran down the knoll, her heart thumping steady again. To her right, the clearing butted against hills that rose to a black cliff, looming a mile to the plantation's north. The Richtersons' large two-story white house sat still in the midday air, white like a marshmallow on a sea of green. On Tanya's left grew 50 acres of the plantation's exotic crop, Cavish coffee beans, commonly regarded among connoisseurs as the finest coffee in the world. Shannon could be there working the fields, but she doubted it. He'd never taken much interest in his father's farming. His father, Jürgen, had fled Denmark and carved out this living because of his hatred toward the West. The West is trampling out the Earth's soul, he would say in his booming voice, and Washington's leading the charge. One of these days America will wake up and their world will be different. Someone will teach them a lesson, and then they might listen. They were just words, nothing else. Jürgen was a coffee farmer, not a revolutionary. Shannon spouted his father's rhetoric on occasion, but really, it was love, not hate, that drove his world. Love for the jungle, and love for Tanya.